Why do you think people feel so separated from each other these days? Hi, welcome to 5-Minute Fika, where we find the time to do a little self-care of the soul by thinking about true and beautiful things. Well, I have a secret. I'm never allowed to go visit Boston in Massachusetts. Not because I don't want to. I've heard it's a great city and has a lot to offer. It's because my husband is a Yankees fan. Well, and if you don't know American baseball, the New York Yankees is a baseball team and they're sworn enemies of the Boston Red Sox. So much so that Ben Affleck, who is an actor and a Red Sox fan, once held up production in a movie for 4 days because his character was from New York and he refused to wear a Yankees ball cap. It seems like a small things, but you can see how we identify. People find something to identify with and they take it to their core. They take it to their heart. And one of the things that I think that we all identify with is that we all want to belong. We want to find a place to fit in and to belong. We want to find our people. We want to find the people who get us, where we feel like we can be comfortable and we can be ourselves and they think like us and they understand us, and it's just not much of an effort. It's just enjoyable to be with people like that. And it's so wonderful when you find those people. And as humans, we tend to naturally identify people and separate people into groups that are like us and not like us. The problem is when you find a group like that, and instead of looking inward to encourage one another, you start looking outward to point fingers at the people who aren't quite like you, who are a little bit different, who might look different, or think different, or sound different, or talk differently. Well, I think it's interesting, a bunch of psychologists back in 2005, they surveyed thousands of people around the world in 40 different countries, and they found out that no matter how different these cultures were, no matter how different these ethnicities, no matter what religious background these people came from in all these different countries, there are 5 character strengths that people around the world all identify with. These are the ones that they say are most like them. Kindness, fairness, authenticity, gratitude, and open-mindedness. These are the most shared character strengths around the world. And I think that's fascinating because as different as we all like to be, at the core, at the heart of who we all value the same things. And I think part of it is because we're all made of the same stuff. We're so interested in pointing out each other's differences that we forget what our similarities are. I like to think of it as an egg. So an egg is a wonderful food. You can have it fried, you can have it scrambled, you can boil it, you can soft boil it, you can have it over easy or sunny side up. There's a bazillion different ways that you can have an egg. And every one of those ways that every one of those meals would look different. So a scrambled egg looks very different than a hard-boiled egg. But at the end of the day, they're all eggs. They're made of the same stuff. You might see somebody and say, oh, well, they're a scrambled, and they hang out with all the scrambled eggs. Or your hard-boileds all hang out with the hard-boiled eggs. And the soft-boileds all hang out with the soft-boileds and the sunny side up. But at the end of the day, we're all eggs. We all value the same stuff. And that's really important because I think when we make snap judgments and we immediately say, oh, well, that's a bad egg. That person is bad. That person is wrong. That person is different from me. And so everything they do and everything they think is wrong. And it might sound a little dramatic, but seriously, read social media. You'll see that that's the response that people have to people who believe differently or think differently or look differently than they do. I just think it's really cool that we all share, no matter where we're from, even if we've never met each other, we share the same character strengths. We respect the same things about each other. Success and prestige and beauty may look different in every culture, but at our core, we value kindness, authenticity, open-mindedness, gratitude, and fairness. So if there's someone that you have a problem with, then chances are, just like you value kindness, they value kindness. And if you value fairness, they value fairness. And if you value authenticity, they value authenticity. When we understand that at the core, we're all the same thing. We're all made of the same stuff. Who we are is very different, but what we are is the same. Which means that chances are we all deal with a lot of the same problems. And that's comforting because it means that if we're dealing with a lot of the same problems, then we can have the same solution. When we start with what we have in common and what we are, then we can celebrate what makes us different. Our differences don't separate us, they become a reason to celebrate, not to separate. So if there's someone that you immediately have a response, oh, I don't like that person, or I can't stand them, or they're wearing the wrong baseball cap, and so therefore they're all bad. I just challenge you to think about, on the inside, at the core, the egg of who they are, that they're a lot more like you than you think. We're all a lot more like each other than we think. And for all of us, no matter what you look like or think or believe, for all of us, it's good to be alive. And we are not in this alone. And you, my darling, are spectacular. Have a great day.